Still with the Wisp, and they take out the Elder Titan. So there's your first pick, Panda, for Secret, and one of these has got to be the Tide.
That is. I mean, I would have much rather ban the Brew and let them get Elder Titan
Yeah, I
first.
think EG.
Absolutely.
EG's response to Panda as Witch Doctor as one of the supports, as well as Skywrath is also very good versus Panda because you can. The new Panda split, how it works, it's a lot easier to kind of get the sounds off on him. You can't, when you blink in, and you can't really blink in and clap versus Skywrath if Skywrath is not showing. It's you have to blink in an ulti because the Skywrath sounds is instant cast. So it is kind of a scary when you play Panda versus Skywrath. You have to usually go for the BKB in the late game. But they got the Skywrath and the Tide. And Tide is also one of those heroes that's not that bad versus Panda, because when you can get if you can get the Anchor Smash off on the Panda when he gets his ulti off, all the Pandas do less damage. So that's also a very big important mechanic to note.
Yeah, and this is the way PPD likes to draft, where if he's forced to let a scary hero like a Brew or a Terrorblade into the pool, he just drafts around it and says, you take what you want, and I'm going to take what makes your life difficult. And I think you hit the nail on the head there, Bulba. So what is Secret looking at second pick? What's ideal to mix with the Brew against Tide Sky?
Maybe a Shaker?
Yeah, I think the Shaker could be good here.
I mean, just Shaker, pretty good.
I think Ogre for No Tail might be better.
Yeah, Ogre might also be good. It's one of those heroes, right? Shaker or Ogre?
Shaker or Ogre, I'd say.
He plays those three usually, ET, Shaker, or Ogre.
Or Wisp if it gets through.
He also picks Witch Doctor a little bit too, but I feel like that's not as good.
Although at the same time, PPD in an interview said that against Brew, he prefers to pick Witch Doctor because it counters the Brewlings. And would it be something that Secret would maybe try to pick it so that they don't have to waste a ban on it?
Yeah, there's your Shaker.
That is a possibility, but I don't think I haven't seen Secret ever. I don't think Puppey will play. In my opinion, they might pick the Keeper here on Puppey.
What makes you say that?
They love Keeper and Earthshaker together because you have the ability to spam lanes endlessly. Big thing about Dota right now is when it gets to the mid and late game, the ability to push out lanes fast is one of the biggest thing, one of the most important things. So the Coddle and Earthshaker, also Coddle can always jungle as well. If you saw yesterday in the first game versus Secret versus EG, Puppey got really fast levels on the Keeper, but just jungling two camps at once. So he was actually doing something cool where he's stacking the medium camp and he was farming. He was basically illuminating two camps at once. It was a really cool thing to watch. So they might, but I think EG, they know this as well, so they might ban the Coddle.
So far, it's a ban for the Lycan, so don't want to have a repeat of previous game. Understandable.
I think it's warranted to
it's a
second phase Lycan here.
Well,
but could you do me a favor and turn up the in-game sounds on your client there, maybe by a good 20%. It's gonna mess up our overlays for a second here, but
no, we're watching the Russian overlay.
Oh, we're watching the Russian one. Oh, beautiful.
No, not that one. The game one.
Yeah, just turn up the game sounds. The top or the
yeah, well,
the
I would
top
say
one.
like there.
Yeah, I didn't hear like any sounds. I thought it was just me. With my
no, we had. Sorry, folks, with all the computer resets, they're all dead, Jim.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had that one. That one was fixed, so that's good.
Is there some sort of inside joke to that? I never got it.
It's a Star Trek thing.
Oh, it is? Oh, I never watched Star Trek. Okay.
You know, Captain Kirk.
That makes sense.
Hey. So they banned Lycan Abaddon. Not that bad. I think they should try and ban the Coddle. Not sure. Also, Mana Leak is very strong late game. The new Mana, they buffed the Mana Leak a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that value point. Level 1 is so much better than it used to be. Yeah, the Abaddon is a support that EG run a fair bit, and it's an anti-mage. There's your Lichy.
Lich. With the Lich, you have several options. They can do lane Lich morph mid. What else? Yesterday they did something cool as well at EG. I forgot that they had the Lich.
Do you remember which match it was?
They had Lich yesterday in one of the games. I'm not sure which one it was.
It was a dual lane mid, I believe.
I might be wrong. I think it might have been.
Cloud9 ran a Lich yesterday against Alliance.
I'm pretty sure there was a Lich in an EG.
Yeah, there was a Lich in an EG game. It might have been even the Secret versus EG game, the one they lost.
Yeah, actually they did. They had I don't know what he was doing, but it
was game 2 in the pushing strat. They had Ogre, Rasta, DK, Lich, Lina.
Yep.
I don't know if they're gonna do the same strategy.
I think they did the Ogre Lich off lane, if I recall correctly.
I'm not a fan of Lich that much versus Panda. It's hard for him to really the Panda ulti is just really owns the Lich. So they didn't also want the Witch Doctor here. I'm not sure where PPD loves that Witch Doctor, like what Shiver was saying. PPD loves the Witch Doctor versus the Panda.
What is Arteezy going to play? I think that's the big question for me.
DP is still in the pool. Could be an option.
I don't think they would pick.
Oh,
DP and Lich.
they took the morph to negate the enemy team from taking morph. I think they were gonna Lich morph there.
They were thinking it could have been a possibility, but now I think this makes the DP possibly more valuable with the double silence.
I mean, they can always just counter initiate with Earthshaker. I think it's. I don't think that forcing the issue with Death Prophet is the correct idea here, especially with a Lich on their team. Like he doesn't really contribute that much to pushes, and they don't really have great late game to fall back on.
I agree with Ben as well.
Okay.
It's too risky, I'd say. And Secret's really good at delaying the game and coming back in the later game. And I think if the game goes past 35, which I think it easily will, if they pick a Death Prophet, then they'll lose out.
Okay.
If you look at the bans already on EG's side, they've banned the two best heroes in my opinion versus Morphling. They banned AA and Elder Titan. I think Elder Titan's probably the best hero versus Morphling. So ET's not in the pool.
Do you think they were too obvious with their bans?
I don't think. Maybe.
Maybe.
They could do something kind of funky here and do a farming Tide Hunter, like a Fear Tide, and then throw Universe in the off lane on his Void.
Yeah.
That's pretty good with Skywrath Lich. Good
Void's
supports.
not that great versus Morph though.
Yeah, I don't like Void versus Morph because you can always you can get the. I think Void AA is very good versus Morph because it negates the Morph from using the Morph ability. But you chronoing a Morphling, he is always able to get the Morph ability off in the chrono.
Yeah.
There's some. I think Let's Heroes are good versus Morph right now.
This is a tough fourth pick here for EG.
This Elder Titan.
Ember.
There's your Artor hero.
Oh, the Artur Ember.
Yeah.
Some eager clapping going on. Someone was very excited.
Like, woo! Arteezy Ember Spear, my
The
favorite.
VIP booster, broadsword, one more item build on the Ember. He had that last Starladder. He had this item build on the Ember.
Oh yeah.
Ogre Axe, VIP booster +1.
Ghost Scepter.
Yeah.
And there's the counter.
The infamous Ghost Scepter. Oh god.
Oh yeah, Ben. We forgot the Fly plays Doom as well. It was like Tide, Doom, and then the other hero, Timber.
Doom's also very good versus Tide. Like he is just excellent.
He's annoying as hell to play versus when you're Tide Hunter.
And his cast point on his Doom got reduced, right?
Yeah, that's the thing is if Ember plays well, it's actually very hard to get the blink Doom off on the Ember because the cast Ember can always get his ulti off on before the Doom gets the Doom off because the Ember ulti is instant cast when you use when you go to the Spirit.
They like to lead in with like Fissure though. It's like Fissure, blink Doom, easy kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
But Lich Ember mid is a very strong dueling because Lich pulls the lane back and then the threat of the kill when Ember gets level 3, but the 2 in the Searing Change is actually really strong.
Even against a Morphling?
It'll probably be Panda mid though, right?
That's true.
I think maybe they should send Morphling mid. I'm not sure.
I think it's safer, but he won't farm as much.
Yeah, but that prioritizes the farm for the Panda on the safe lane. If they safe lane the Panda, give him a fast blink, then Morphling can catch up. You know, like that's the benefit of safe lane the Panda and giving him farm priority.
But also, they could just go super greedy, right? They could do Brew off because this is going to be a solo Sky zoning him out, and then Earthshaker or whatever he wants, Morph mid, and Doom jungle. They could also potentially pick another hero in the safe lane.
But then that would mean
That'd be
that
super greedy.
I don't know if they would say offlane S4's Panda though.
That's true.
And they banned the Void. I don't think EG would have picked Void though.
Yeah.
Void Ember is actually not that bad, but Void Tide Ember versus a Morphling. I wonder what Fear's gonna play.
They could do something crazy like the Lina.
They need a safe laner, so Tide off lane most likely. It could even be Tide safe lane, right?
Yeah,
that's what I was. Again, but
that's what I was thinking. But then who does Universe?
But then they will lack some damage, I think.
Yeah, Death Prophet is still in as well.
It's something Fear would play. I don't know if Fear would play DP.
Yeah, like a safe lane DP. I don't know.
Weaver, but Weaver isn't that good versus the Doom.
Although, if he grabs the Weaver here, that does put you in the scenario of there's 3 really good Doom targets, and Doom can only doom so many heroes. Slark
Weaver's
could be good.
Yeah, Weaver's all right. Slark.
I think Weaver could be okay here, actually.
It's hard to get the Doom off on the Slark now as well. If a Slark is good, he's always able to get the ulti off before the Doom hits.
Yeah. Some sort of an elusive fighter.
I mean, they have a lot of options right now. There's the
Slark. Yeah. I like this.
I like the Slark as well, because the thing about Slark versus Morphling late game is that it's very hard for Morph to kill the Slark, and Slark can be constantly hitting him and getting more and more base damage. Getting more damage in the fights.
Yeah, more
That's
edgy.
the cool thing about Slark versus Morphling.
Yeah. So, the Enigma final pick from Secret. So there you go. The Puppy Enigma, and you can hear the crowd's reaction to that
They have
one.
a very greedy lineup on Secret. Enigma Shaker as supports is quite greedy.
They can get away with it, though,
Yeah.
versus a Lich.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. Wow. So, all right, initial reactions of the draft.
I like Secret's draft a lot more. I think it's well put out. I think the Morphling was completely swept under PPD's nose, and it's good.
Looks like they have a plan.
I
hope they have a
I like EG's draft just because in my opinion, Universe is on the Tide on team. Got to go with the Universe Tide, in my opinion.
Okay. Well,
What about you?
I have to agree with you. I think the secret draft is a little bit better. The Morphling played right into their hand. You mentioned the AA Void. That would have been a total option with the AA banned out. I think they can get away with this greed. Puppy Enigma is something to fear.
S4 Brew. I think that's
S4
more,
Brew.
It's more scary.
And no-till Earth Shaker.
This is a good Ember Spirit Day game, though. I think for Ember, those heroes, it's hard for him to die, except versus the Doom.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, EG have heroes that they're comfortable on, but you look at the secret lineup, and it's like player signature heroes almost all across the board. And that's always scary when you're up a team of this caliber. We're talking about outskill, but have a quick break, and then we're going to have this Game 2, technically Game 3 of the series, underway. LD is going to step in and take it away.
And we're live now for game number 2. Technically, it's game number 2, but really game number 3. We might have a really fast level 1 clash. Arteezy walking up a hill into S4 off the bat. He gets clapped, then fissured. First blood looking to go the way of Secret. It will. The jungle invasion repelled. EG moved up the top lane, wrapped through the dire jungle, and Secret were ready for them. Of course, with that very fast first blood underway, we might have another secondary clash. No, S4 going to retreat towards mid. Okay, I'm LD. I'm joined here by Merlini, and we can run through our lines very quickly. Puppy on his signature Enigma. Big Daddy No Tail getting his signature Earthshaker. Kuroki playing a carry we haven't seen him on too much as of late. We saw it a bit when No Tail was doing the dual lane mid's Wisp. He'll be on the Morphling. That puts S4 onto his Brewmaster, and Simba will be on the Doom. And for your Radiant squad, EG, they knotted this up 1-1. And got basically erased that winner's bracket advantage in this best of 5 as we get underway with Game 3. Universe in the off lane. Going mid will be Arteezy, off to a slightly slower start, giving up that first blood. PPD on the Lich. That puts Zai onto your Scarth Mage, and at least Fear as the safe lane Sark. So, well, Ben, not the best start here for Team EG, but they did do a pretty good job of warding off the Enigma's jungle.
And going back to the first blood, I think Arteezy would have had a much better chance of survival had he skilled Searing Chains instead of Flame Guard. Flame Guard only blocks 50 damage, and they had already used all their spells on him. And with 4-man shield and like a couple of range right clicks, I think he might have lived. It would have been very, very close.
Maybe like a slight panic skill, just in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
Or had he already skilled it before that? I didn't actually get to see it.
I'm not sure either, actually.
Okay. Well, either way, does give up the kill. The good news is it's so early that it gives Secret a lot, but it's not like it directly hurts EG, as Arteezy didn't have anything to lose, really.
Simba
Bottom lane,
on
we're going to have a jump in, though, into Simba. He's been leashed in by Fear, chased down by Zai. The Scorched Earth and the Rain of Protection keep him alive. Without that +3 armor, he definitely would have died.
So he has no salve, so he has to be super careful. No Scorched Earth either to try and dodge a
And he can only
bounce.
go to the jungle because they're running this Enigma, and one of their camps is warded off, so if Simba is forced off this bottom lane, there is a very limited plan B.
He's forced to not CS, but he can still get experience, so not that big of a deal for him.
Yeah, Zai will be looking to pull the lane back and keep him off. In the top lane, Universe on the Tidehunter so far is getting the slight upper hand on S4, but not too big of a deal, 11-1. Of course, as far as the mid lane farm goes, Kuroki up against the dual lane has struggled a bit. The Flame Guard will come out. And there are chains available. He's at level 3. Is he going to skill them? No, doesn't have quite enough follow-up to get this kill just yet. But putting the hurt onto Kuroki as Big Daddy will lumber through. You'll notice he's already sitting on this TP scroll, very ready to counter-initiate should EG attempt to dive anywhere.
It's so difficult for them to dive in mid, though. Ember Speeder with only 2 armor will just get trucked by the tower.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Puppy just farms the jungle. So level 3 at 2.5 minutes. Not the fastest Enigma farm ever, but making the best of a situation. They have not opted to buy any sentries.
He farms really fast for Enigma, who gets a spawn block. I think usually it's like level 3, 3 minutes in, and he's going to hit level 4, 3 minutes in.
Soul Ring now complete on your Enigma. Yeah, 2.5 minutes, not too shabby, and he'll get to deliver it now. Courier not needed elsewhere, as KuroKy is not quite ready for his bottle. In the bottom lane, Fear continues to post up, and something that Secret have been really good about, we're seeing from EG as well, which is this jungle stacking. Actually there are ancient stacks too, so they've stacked for their Tidehunter a little bit more efficiently than they did in Game 1, where they were slow to do it, and they're doing so in the woods as well. Important for this team, all 3 of their cores are pretty good at clearing stacks. Specifically the Ember Spirit and the Tide, and the Slark later on can do it.
It's important for Ember Spirit to be pretty fat this game, because he's already going to be like a high priority Doom target as well as Black Hole target, and because of that he just needs a lot of items to compensate his drums, phase, and I don't know if he's going to go for something defensive like Lincoln's, most likely not, but it's still important that he gets that HP up.
Puppey is sitting on sentries now, although didn't really use them to deward his block camps, but just in case they get some eyes on where EG have vision, he'll be prepared with those. He now begins to farm his own woods. He'll stack up the big camp here just to maximize his own farm, as KuroKy will duke it out a bit with Zai. Simba trying to get in range there for an initial nuke of some kind, but he can't quite do it. Fairly quiet early game. All 3 of EG's cores are farming extremely well, and it comes with the trade being the Enigma jungle.
We might see a go on top. Earthshaker perhaps looking for a kill.
It's tough though. If Universe is sitting at this amount of HP, they may just give up 2 kills trying to go on him. They have 6 stick charges on S4. He's saying if we get Puppey here, then we can probably do it. But Radiant Observer will spot this rotation out. Not sure they can make it happen. Teleport scrolls for EG. They have one on Arteezy. Yeah, they're bringing in the Enigma. But Universe is also backing off as S4 gets aggressive. Big Daddy's there to set the trap. Do they make that teleport rotation from the Ember? Not bothering yet. Universe will head towards the Secret Shop. It seems they're going to be forced to sack him here. Maybe he can turn around with an Anchor Smash. That's going to be tough. Anchor Smash, and then they finally get him with Malefice. Good rotation from Secret. Very patient gang.
Big Daddy really good at spotting out opportunities like that too. Yeah, he just sat there for a really long time, seeing if Universe was going to back off or if any of the supports were going to come. But I don't really think they could have saved them. They would have been blocking on the other side of the fissure.
And at the same time, the Scarith Mage has not been bottom lane for a little bit. He rotated towards mid earlier, and as a result, your Doom's about to hit level 6. He might even be able to find a solo kill if he runs into Zai in the jungle. He's going to spot him out now. Concussive shots there. And because of that, there won't be any further chase.
He can actually almost kill Slark right now.
Oh, Fissure again, trapping in Universe. This time, though, he's Ravage. Secret do not want to go on that. They don't have mana for their Bruce Split right now. Let's see if they make a rotation. They're heading towards the top rune. At the same time, both teams have vision of this rune spawn, and therefore it's unlikely to be a kill. Eidolon's looking for the deny, and Bounty Rune snapped up a bit quicker by Arteezy. At the same time, an Invis will be bottled up by KuroKy. This will protect him against any sort of gank mid. EG do have sentries on Zai if they want to make that go.
Overall, Secret's been doing a much better job of controlling the runes, though. Last rune, bottom was Kuro, top was No Tail, and they had to commit 2 heroes.
They get chains on KuroKy mid, he gets silenced and just blown up before he gets strength morph. Very quick rotation from Zai, secures that, and that's one area where Secret do not have vision. Zai will walk up the hill into Simba, awaiting Doom, looking to avenge his teammate. Will there be a deny? Ember rotating in, and they should be able to deny him. Good timing for PPD. Yeah, Arteezy did not have a point in Sleight of Fist, so unable to go for the counter gank there. And hard to kill with that Scorched Earth Tranquil Boots.
So now I think they need to protect Morph a little bit better. The Skywrath can always come in and just do the same thing, and it's not realistic for him to sit at like 900, even 1,000 HP. I still think he'll die to an Ancient Seal. So he just needs to play very, very carefully. They don't have any eyes for him in the mid lane.
They Bruce split top lane. They're going on to Universe here, and he's going to be picked off. And we're going to fix the audio real quickly, it looks like. So we're going to the Russian stream. They'll push in now with the Bruce split. Big Daddy and Puppey grouping up together. They'll start to work on this tower.
PPD is scouted out by the Storm Brewling, a little bit to the right of the tower. And Brewmaster going for an early arcane boot, skipping the blink. He is not in the middle. Oh,
S4 concussive shot, now silence. He doesn't have a split anyway. They're in trouble. The chain's not connecting on him, unfortunately. Arteezy.vn has no flame guard, though. He may end up going down. Is he going to remnant forward? Slate of Fist is there. He can't get the kill. Universe has Ravage as well. Randy's going to throw it. He got all three, just barely on the edge, but S4 survives through that. The damage just wasn't there, and now they chase on the puppy. No split, but only getting this puppy kill isn't the worst thing in the world for Secret. Well, he will fall, though. At least they get that kill. Almost got nothing. If Arteezy had a little bit more... He's only got a level 2 Flame Guard, so it's just broken instantly. Because he's gone for the 3 points on the chains.
Yeah, I think level 3 would have yielded 1, probably 2 kills a little bit earlier. All in all, not that bad for Secret, though. A little bit more room for Doom to farm his Midas, a little bit more room for Kira to recover in the mid lane.
Yeah, he's still done okay, considering. 25 CS up against the Lich. I mean, you're not seeing a decent amount of the creeps, and then you're getting ganked by the Skywrath. So Kuroki should be okay for this, and just gets on mid. And now they jump in on him, but there's a Fissure waiting to counter-initiate. Chains used, and they doom Arteezy, chasing onto him quickly. Fears arrive, though. Black Hole will pull him in. They brought down the Ember. They also bring down the Skywrath, and now Fears on the run. If Universe had Ravage now, that would be incredible, but unfortunately, it was already used top. And so S4 will farm towards his blink here during that time. Well, just AG not quite finding those excellent team fights that we saw from them earlier in game number 1.
Yeah, Secret taking full advantage of that Ravage cooldown.
They are very decisive about that. In the last game, even though they ended up losing, like the second the double Ravage was used, 5-man down mid.
Yep. And on the meantime, that mid tower, or that top tower was taken down in the engage too, so Secret doesn't...
It was denied by the Lich.
They don't have a great tower taking lineup, I guess with the Enigma probably, but still they should be able to hold it with a Ravage, and Universe was just not alive for that engage.
So now S4 closes in on his blink. Puppy works towards the mech. Let's see, how close is he? Actually not that close, to be honest. Unless there's something in the fountain. No, I don't see anything. So the mech will be a bit slow. There's going to be a window here where Secret will feel fairly weak, with relying mostly on good positioning and the Fissure and the Brewmaster split to tide them through the mid game. Let's see if EG can find their openings. They don't have a Blink Dagger on their Tidehunter, unfortunately, so they also won't have the best initiation. Just Arteezy to get it done. And one of the big storylines coming to this game, it's the Arteezy Ember Spirit, which historically has just not performed well at Starladder at all. There was one particularly unfortunate game
about that.
Yeah, that we cast at Season 9. Yeah, I'm sure you guys discussed it at length during the draft. It didn't look that great in this game, this tournament either, the one time he ran it. But he's looking for redemption.
Smoke gank coming out. Brewmaster does not have his blink yet. Once BKBs come out, though, Secret's lineup is by far better initiates. Firstly, they have the more reliable instant blink Echo Slam coming out from Earthshaker. They also have the Brewmaster Split, which is just good at discouraging any sort of big engage coming out from EG, and Doom and Black Hole to go through BKBs. So once it gets later, EG is going to be in for a tough run.
Yeah, kind of the opposite of, it's like a role swap from last game where it was EG who had all the answers for BKBs with the lasso and particularly Zai's Roar. And Secret really had nothing on them aside from Sven right click, which didn't work against the Lycan. The only things that EG have are Chain Frost, which will be good to cancel Black Hole, and they have Frost Armor to slow down right clicks from Secret, but yeah, that's not nearly what Secret brings to the table. So what do you think for Secret, Ben? Or sorry, for EG. Is it just as soon as you get the Universe Blink, start trying to find fights before Secret farm their BKBs?
I think that's a better approach. They can also try and dissuade initiations by Secret by just getting really fat on Ember Spirit and Slark. But I think Morphling's a little bit scarier just because they don't have a good solution to him. Arteezy almost dying in mid.
Yeah, he had already used his Flame Guard and barely able to retreat out. He'll drop a Remnant, he can TP home and heal up.
And if they don't fight, though, Simba's going to become a big factor, too. We saw Admiral Bulldog's Doom just get ridiculous amounts of farm. If he's Admiral Bulldog's level with like Blink, Shiva, Ags, Refresher.
At that point, EG just almost flat out lose the fights by default. Unless they somehow manage to burst the Doom before he can cast a spell. That is looking pretty far ahead, but that may be where they've been mostly forcing games late.
It's important because that's how EG won out last game, is by delaying until their farm was too much to compensate by any item that Secret could get. But in this game, as you said, the roles are reversed, and the pressure is on a little bit for EG. And Slark, he has 1950 gold. Like, if he goes for Midas, they're probably not going to be in for a good game. If he goes for a Blink, I think they stand a much better chance.
Yeah, if he gets his Blink, they also will have a Blink on the Tide. That could be a very strong timing window for EG to force a fight. You are up against the Black Hole Primal Split, but you have Scarth Mage Silence to prevent the Brewmaster from getting his ult off if you're quick. You have the Instant Ravage if you Blink on top of him, and as of yet, Secret nowhere near BKBs. They don't even have their mech complete, although actually Puppy just got the gold now, so scratch that. And they have Chain Frost online, which can be very potent if you get a good Ravage. Here comes S4. They seem to love this area. They've been up here a few times now.
Well, they expect
and they get eyes on PPD.
They expect Universe to be taking out Ancient Stacks. He's taking out Stacks, but not there.
Yeah, timing's a bit off, and PPD will safely scurry through it. Little does he know just how close he was to dying. S4 now going to Quelling Blade through a camp and work up the ramp. In fact, PPD's even pinning it out. He really seems to suspect this rotation, and he's dead on about it. 4 heroes for EG now retreat towards the safety of their tier 1 bottom, or maybe they push. That could end poorly for them. Who's going to get the faster initiation here? That's the question. Will it be the Brew? Will it be the Tide? A lot rests on that.
Or Skywrath even.
Yeah. Or maybe even Big Daddy's Earthshaker.
So curious to see what Kiro's going to go to. Sitting at 1550 gold. Looks like he has picked up.
There's your Ravage straight onto the Doom. He gets blown up.
That's
now a
pretty
buyback
good.
though. Ravage just used for Doom. The counter initiate. They silence S4. Mystic Flare by Zai is good, but not enough. And then they turn with the Puppy Black Hole. Cancel by a Chain Frost, but no damage done from there. And the Doom will kill off Fear. And now they hunt for more. 2 down. A Ravage blown. A buyback was forced out.
That
as the Lich of PPD, he bought a teleport scroll, but it's on cooldown for a very long time. I'm not sure that Secret kept track of him in this fight, but he's basically doing nothing the entire time. Great Black Hole from Puppy, and just getting 1 hero Ravages on Doom, it's clearly not good enough to stop Secret from fighting.
That was lightning fast reflexes from Zai there. He casted his Ancient Steel immediately after S4 blinked, and I guess it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise for Secret because they still have Brew ult up and EG doesn't have title, so I think they can push T2.
Yeah, now they have a 2-minute window where there's no Ravage and they have Brew split. So I don't know if you can defend if you're EG.
Well, they are smoked up, perhaps looking for a kill on Kuro. He's sitting at a lot of HP, though. It looks like a BKB rush. He is tired of Skywrath's silence and the Ravage, but he's surrounded on all sides.
He's going to wave out. They get eyes on him. Flame Guard is available, and they're going to pounce him with Fear, committing heavily onto this. Remember, there's a Brew Split coming. They'll gush. They'll Anchor Smash. The Mystic Flare finally getting that Croaky kill at the same time your Brew Split has been used to try and control one. Echo Slam down in the river from Big Daddy will finish off the Lich. And Arteezy scatters. Zai to the north. He's not getting away from this. Another Boulder Toss from S4. They'll lose their Scarth Mage as well. In the end, a 2-for-1, but they did get the big kill there on the Morphling.
Still, he went for a very safe build, too, and he's not going to be in that position for that much longer. It's a smart build. They don't have anything on BKBs, as we already mentioned.
Yeah, unless they're very far ahead and they get a Slark with like an Abyssal Blade.
Slark has a good defensive items, though.
Yeah.
He's going to get constantly doomed. Ember's not big enough to be a threat to Doom now, and he's vulnerable to like an Earthshaker initiation too once the Earthshaker gets blinked. But
the other thing that happened, Ben, is this ward got placed, and it's giving great vision right now after Secret took that tier 1 bottom. They're going to see everything that EG's up to.
Yep, they know that the Ravage is up now, so they're just going to play a game of dodge until they have their big ultimates up. Brewmaster ult in particular.
Different build from Universe this game. He goes for a Force Staff. He's not trying to rush the Refresher or the Shivas, so a little bit more utility compared to Fear last game, and not quite as much teamfight punching power.
He realizes that Ravage is not the key to victory here. It's about saving his Slark and his Ember Spirit so that they can eventually overpower the ultimates with farm, and they're not going to do that without a Force Staff. They need some way for them to run away after someone gets doomed. No Stampede in this game means that you have to get forces.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. And Arteezy will begin to climb towards his Battle Fury. But closing in quickly as far as farm goes is Simba. The Blink Dagger's out. He's got his Midas picked up as well. And we talked about a super stack Doom. With EG not getting off to a huge early lead, and with Secret having good wards, it seems that Simba will get that opportunity to farm towards the Aghanim Scepter to deal with the Slark, and remove that that ultimate and the passive regen that comes with it. And, well, they're making it go in Kuroki. They get off the instant silence, and then the follow Mystic Flare. They do destroy him again. BKB component was purchased, though. He bought the Mythro Hammer before going down.
Yeah, it's really dangerous for him to go out there before the BKB. Extremely dangerous.
It does seem like Simba's, like they invested a lot into shutting down Kuroki, but it might end up being the Doom who's the bigger problem.
Yeah, they have a lot of heroes that can make big differences in a team fight.
Yeah, we've seen what Big Daddy can do on his Earthshaker. And they're actually going to walk towards the Roshan pit, but EG have their abilities up, and they are bringing in everyone. Fear is spotted out, and S4 will pick up a double damage rune, but it's right as EG are ready to pounce. They've got a smoke online. Here comes your blink in initiation. Insta-Ravage, caught out 3. Anchor smash to fall, but they do Martizi. Then the Black Hole canceled by PPD. Great Chain Frost bouncing through. Is it enough? It bounces back to Big Daddy. He'll be finished off by the Brewmaster and forced out of the fight. And the rest of the team is also on the run. They're trying to regroup on top of PPD. Perhaps he's finished off, munched down by the Doom. And in the end, they lost 2 in exchange for pretty much every ult being used. But crucially, the Ember dies here. And Fear just not strong enough to fight once all these big ults are used. Even though he didn't get doomed.
They've been kept down by the Dooms too much, and Blink doesn't really offer that much damage. That was a great Blink Ravage, but the Black Hole still did its job, even though PPD is scouting out, waiting for it, and just casting Chain Frost. As soon as he sees it, it's already been channeling for like maybe 2.5 seconds, and the Doom already comes off. So they're very good about chaining their ultimates immediately after the Ravage, and on top of that, Brew split, easy kills on some of the weaker heroes on EG. And Secret very confident they could take that fight. Also, No Tail's position was phenomenal too. He kind of trapped the 2 heroes in place so that they would be in a position for Puppey to Black Hole.
Yeah, and the other issue for EG is they just don't have that much follow-up damage to Ravage. 4-hero Ravage, and then what? Arteezy doesn't have his Battle Fury yet. Your Slark only has an Ultimate Orb for Fear. They're a bit lacking in the bursts. Ideally, you want to just Ravage, instantly kill someone with Mystic Flare, and ideally kill a second hero with the Slark Ember combo, but they don't have the firepower yet. Like you said, I mean, it goes back to your initial point, Ben. They need to get these 2 super farms because that's the only way they're going to burst heroes down during Ravage.
Or if they find Doom or Enigma, I don't think they're going to be able to kill the Brew, especially with like an Earthshaker interrupt. He's far too tanky. Doom also has a lot of HP too, so maybe the best target is just to kill Enigma, but he has a mech, so all 3 of these really important to kill heroes in a team fight. Like, unless they all get caught in a Ravage right next to each other, it's highly unlikely that they're going to suffer heavy casualties.
Arteezy making that move for the top rune, but it's not there. We'll start pinning out Eidolons, and everybody's going to reset soon. Ravage about to cool down. Split's already back up. And Kuroki about to complete his BKB. He's at 1150 gold. Very important just to protect him with this Aegis. And once he gets that and the BKB, he can play very aggro in these upcoming team fights. They smoke just out of vision, I think, of this Radiant Observer Ward. Yeah, it didn't spot that. And they're going to strike out the course for the top lane. Arteezy is being backed up, but doesn't matter if they get this jump in Doom initiation. They're going to go right now onto Arteezy. Counter or follow-up initiations there. Then the Mystic Flare and the Ravage from Universe. All of it used to try and keep Arteezy alive. He drops low, and they may be forced to deny him. They will. Nicely done. Still, it's a death for the Ember after all that.
Earthshaker also got picked off on the right side. Fear scouted him out, initiated on him, so easy 2 for 1. Secret, not so confident in a team fight when they don't have a vision.
Well, they were confident, but perhaps shouldn't be so confident. Yeah, diving to tier 2, EG, good position and awareness. This is something that happened a lot in the EG Secret Series yesterday, Ben, was they really like to go for these aggressive smokes. Not just like smoke and find a pickoff, but smoke and go where you normally wouldn't expect them. Deep in your enemy territory, at a tier 2 or even a tier 3 tower.
Zion Universe are just perfectly poised for these ganks, though. Just immediate Blink Ravage as soon as it comes out, and then the immediate Silence and Mystic Flare on Brewmaster, so he can't split and turn around.
He's been faster than S4 like 3 fights in a row with that Silence.
Yeah, Brew has to get a BKB. There's not really another option.
He went for Vlad's first. Does help them to Roche pretty safely and gives you some armor against the Ember Spirit and the Slark. But yeah, I would imagine the BKB is coming next.
Oh, what?
S4 will try to roam around. Fear getting caught out of position. Now will be force-staffed out. Universe doesn't have Ravage. They're not going to engage fully, though. That was a bit awkward.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened there.
I was like, is there a disruptor in this game or something? He's like suddenly jolted back.
That was strange.
Well, either way, ends up surviving.
And still, they know that Ravage is down and Brewmaster's ult is up, so they'll just take a free tower off that. Secret is just extremely good about utilizing the window in between cooldowns. And still, Tidehunter working on, I suppose, a refresher orb.
He'll start, but it's a long way off for Universe.
I don't really think Yules is a good option here. Or
Yeah, there's no silences worth remove. And BKBs will be coming for
could be
Secret.
a Scythe. But
Could be good versus like the Brew or the Enigma, but it feels like it's just, you can only lock down one of these heroes, and it feels like they need big AoE lockdown because there's 3-4 heroes that can win team fights for Secret. Earthshake, I mean, I almost say Kuroki's like the least important hero. It's the
He is.
Earthshaker, the Enigma, the Brew, the Doom. All 4 of these are very good at winning.
Fierce pickoff on Big Daddy was a big deal too. He would have had his Blink Dagger by now if he didn't, and he's on a slippery slope in case he gets ravaged again.
You know, speaking about playing around cooldowns, the thing that's really cool about Secret Draft, they have so many cooldowns they can fight with, whereas EG just have the big one in the Ravage. Outside, if the Ravage is down, they struggle to fight, whereas Secret, use a Doom, that's okay, you still have a Brew Split. Use that, you still probably have a Black Hole and Fisher to try and take a fight.
We're looking at a 4 BKB game for Secret too. Everyone but Earthshaker is going to get one. And EG, they need like Daedalus and Ember Spirit by the time that happens. Daedalus Battle Fury, that is.
He's still trying to finish this battle here. Arteezy has started to fall behind. Sure, he was denied, but it limits his farm regardless. And EG still yet to take a tower this game as Secret just systematically begin to mow them down. This will be their 5th tower of the game. And they're not even going to let this bottom tower go easily. Arteezy will be forced off. PPD and Universe, they're protecting him, but they're just not getting the trades in terms of map control. Uh-oh. Maybe Fear can make something happen here. He's looking for S4. He'll get vision on him. There's a split ready, though, and he'll just let him blink by. At the same time, they see Arteezy still bottom. He's going to need to retreat immediately as Secret get ready to make their move. They want this fissure to start, and then he'll zip away. Yeah, Secret they're just taking towers and not giving any up. Kind of reminds me of how LGD used to play.
Mm-hmm. Shaker, Blink Dagger. That's a big one.
Uh-oh. I lost my mouse, too.
Mine again, too. What the heck's going on?
Uh-oh.
Anyways, Ancients being stacked up on the side of Secret can easily be taken out by Doom or Enigma, whoever may be around that area.
All right. Fortunately, Flat has worked. Oh, there you go. Mouse is back. Jesus, dude. All right. Sorry, what were you saying?
Just some Ancient stacking going around. Secret knows that EG doesn't really want to take a team fight right now because Bad Ravage could mean another Roshan or another T2 tower. So just trying to play it a little bit more dodgy, a little bit more farmy, as was their game plan in game number 1. Not a bad game plan, but versus Secret's lineup, it's just the BKBs are going to be the death of EG, I feel.
It just seems like anytime that Secret know they have the late game edge, they just play, it's just so much, like it puts you in a really uncomfortable position. Because they just don't make too many mistakes as a team. Last game was one of the first times we've ever seen EG have a late game. Well, I mean, it's only been 3 times we've seen the teams play. Yeah, but nonetheless, having that late game edge seemed to suit them well. And, well, for now, Secret will push in, trying to punish EG's lack of tower defense. They'll take a tier 2 bottom, the last outer tower of this game for EG. Now they're just back to the base, and they finally get one, but it's only a tier 1. Secret pushing through, no longer have that Aegis, but have the BKB Yash up on Kuroki, and they at least want to force TPs. They're going to leave Kuroki in front, just daring EG to go on him. They'll retreat out together with his team.
Slark hasn't TP'd yet, so still getting okay farm of it. Roshan, timer, couple minutes, 1 minute until we see the respawn timer. I didn't catch it at 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. So Fear's going for a Lincoln Sphere on the Slark. What are your thoughts on this?
He needs it versus the Doom, unfortunately. The Ember Spirit has drums as well as max level Flame Guard, so he has like decent protection versus it, and Slark just can't. If he uses Shadow Dance, Puppy Black Holes, and then he'll get doomed immediately out of it. And it's just, what else can he really get that will save him at this point?
Yeah, of course, there's still a lot of ways to deal with the Lincoln Sphere, even when you do. So it's kind of need it, kind of doesn't matter if you have it. Just an awkward position. Based
It's
on
also
the
nice
draft.
to dump on Arteezy too, if he wants to play more aggressively.
Yeah. But then it means Fear can't really play aggressively, which is a bit of a problem in its own right. But they do need some defensive items. Seaguar are just so good at picking heroes off based on their draft. So we head towards the mid game with the two big carries on Secret farming up the Doom and the Morphling, and it's mainly just Fierce Slark who's getting great farm. Arteezy, Battle Fury complete, only 1,000 gold banked. Daedalus can begin now. He's about halfway to the Crystallis component of it. Secret are map controlling nicely though, and at the same time, EG are doing an okay job of just dodging away from them. Sort of resorting to your Cloud9 style tactics, hiding the trees a lot, trying to get some good aggressive wards down in the enemy jungle so they know where it's safe to farm. But Big Daddy is going to de-ward them.
Secret just has a lot better kill opportunities too on EG split pushers. Blink Doom, Blink Earthshaker ulti into whatever combo may follow, even a Black Hole, even if EG had BKBs. So on the flip side, you have EG, which only Blink Ravage into like a Mystic Flare will almost ensure a kill.
This could really force EG's hand. Roche is about to respawn in 10 seconds as this timer counts down on the right. Big Daddy just patiently waits. He doesn't really need to farm anything. Oh, he's going to walk out right as the Roche respawns. We'll see how long it takes them to realize that. There was quite some time left before it could have respawned, if it was towards the max duration, though. That's a bit unfortunate. They'll scout again. Heavier Vlad's up on S4 now. He's almost got BKB. He starts pinning the Roche immediately, and Ben, now the question is, what do EG do about this? Do they just go for their second tower of the game?
Yeah, they leave it.
Do they try and fight?
They're not in a good position to do so. And without BKBs, Ember and Slark are going to die again. I mean, they probably die with them too, but it's almost guaranteed that at least one of them will. And they can't afford to keep having deaths on these two heroes.
Into the pit, Secret March, Kuroki with an inventory slot ready to take this Aegis up to 3.5k gold. We'll see what he wants to spend this on. He's got money for the beginnings of an Ethereal Blade. He could go towards the completed Manta. Lots of options for Kuroki here. Let's see. They'll push in now towards bottom. Taking over the EG jungle again. Perhaps they're going to force EG's hands with this. Buyback status for both teams, since we might have our first real big team fight in a while. There's one on the Slark and the Ember, so the two cores have it for EG. Still no refresher, unfortunately, in Universe. He is closing in on this, but it's not ready just yet. At the same time, there's no BKB on S4. Potentially they can blow up this Brewmaster before he splits, and that would be a big win for them.
And now, tower sieging already beginning. I think Kiro can just do the normal build of like Manta and EB, and then Scotty Butterfly or something like that is fairly safe for him. And yeah, they're going high ground. One botch Ravage will spell the end for this Rax.
Waveform in from Kuroki, gets silenced. That means there's no silence for the Brew. Mystic Flare now used to pop that Aegis, almost finish him off. Slight, not quite enough. Oh, they got it. That last Lich nuke, man, really nicely done by EG.
He's been really greedy with his BKB.
He could have used it.
Yeah, he could have easily used it. Or if they had a Force Staff on their side, they would have forced him out. But looks like that's not going to phase them. Even though they didn't blow anything big, they still got 60% damage on that tower.
I thought that was going to be an opportunity for S4 to go with the silence down, but yeah, didn't have it. And now Kuroki will summon a Replicant, and they go in with the Ravage of Universe. Insta-give! Big Daddy trying to combo break this. He'll be somewhat successful. They've Brew Split. They haven't used Doom yet. Puppey and No-Tail kind of herded off the fight. The Brew Split doesn't get too much done, and all that ends is a Scarith Mage Death, but they lost their Morphling. Really nice high ground defense, and they're not done chasing out this Brew yet. They're trying to hunt the Earth Spirit, or the Earth Panda, I should say, and no, they're not going to get him. That's a great hold from EG.
That's just overconfidence by Kiro, not popping BKB the first time. Maybe if they had like a pipe or something like that, they could have gone in, but the problem is once Ravage comes in, Earthshaker still can't blink in. He has to be, what, a little over 1,000 range away, and then he has to wait for the tendrils to travel, and then he can blink in, and then he can echo. But by that time, the Mystic Flirt's already come down, and Kiro just got demolished by EG's coordination.
And this gets them very close to that Universe Refresher. Double Ravage could be coming soon. And with that, they'll have even more importance placed on the Tidehunter. Potentially, we see them having to doom him. In the meantime, Secret still sitting on a massive tower lead, though, and did miss the Ember going down bottom. Fissure started off from Big Daddy. Follow-up was there from Simba with the Doom, and they get the kill on Arteezy's Ember Spirit. Roki and S4 pushing in now. Buyback is not available for Arteezy for 150 gold. At the same time, there's no Brew Split for 30. There's no Doom for 80. They do have their Black Hole. They're probably just hoping that he buys back with this. We'll see Secret try and force the way in. Kuroki nearly complete his Eye of Scotty. He's not going to go for the Manta style. And EG are not defending yet. Secret going to push through to the high ground. Nobody really in sight for EG. This tower's dropping fairly quickly. And they've got the refresher right now. This could be the timing. They don't have the double Ravage, though. 30 seconds to go on that. And Secret start to lay into the range racks. EG got to buy some time. Who's going to go in first? Do they just sack a full lane of racks? They don't want to. Fear initiate onto Simba. S4 countering, and he gets off a split. And then the BKB comes out from Simba. They'll clear out the racks. They chase forward. The kind of a mirror image of what happened the last time around, where it was EG chasing Secret into their base, but now the Ravage from Universe. Getting a few, then Slate of Fizz. That Black Hole gets canceled by a Chain Frost. Still a nice one for Puppey again. About 2 seconds, it'll bounce once more to Simba, ending the Doom's life. And Arteezy sees an opening, jumping deep. Again, Big Daddy with the combo break. Another great Echo Slam. Still, they latch onto Kuroki and drop him low. He waves over the top on Arteezy. That's the death of your Ember. No buyback in sight. Potentially they lose more. He's still trying to run out. Big Daddy brings him down. Finally, the Ember will fall. Thought he would die sooner. And then Universe, 5 dead in the EG base. Die back from the Slark. The crowd's getting pumped here as Secret look to turn a 1-1 series into a 2-1 lead and put EG on match point. Woo!
Fly was godlike. And PBD got that streak with a very lucky chain bounce, if I may say so myself. But, I mean, just so good about playing around the Ravage cooldown. They pretty much took down the Rex before the Ravage had cooldown. Yeah, he has 2 of them, but they have 4 BKBs.
Man, if they had the double Ravage sooner, that could have been a lot different, but Secret just exploiting cooldowns so well again.
Big Daddy.
It's been one of the big stories of their success.
Big Daddy was also very patient with his Echo Slam, too, waiting until the very end of the fight.
GG.
Yeah. Well drafted by Secret. Excellent game plan. I think the Doom pick was very masterful, very, very good at countering the Tidehunter, and just like the small 30 to 45 second windows every time in between Ravage cooldowns, they just got so much out of it. Tower, Roshan, another tower, and none of the cores on EG could really keep up the farm after constantly being doomed by Simba.
Yeah, we've seen both of these teams are not particularly phased by dropping a game in a series, so still anybody's ball game, but there's no more margin for error here for EG. The series is now 2-1 favoring Secret, and, well, with one more win, Ben, they would walk away with their first LAN Finals championship. They fell short at ESL 1 New York. Still look promising there, taken down in the end by Vici Gaming, but they've got a shot here to make this a 3-1 victory. Can EG force that game 5, you think? Or how confident are you in Secret right now?
I mean, to be fair, in both of these drafts, it's been, or in both of these games, it's been like 75% draft, 25% play.
Yeah.
So it just goes to PPD versus Puppey.
Well, these masterminds will butt heads again soon, guys. You're watching Starladder Season 10, the LAN Finals. We're live here from Kiev Cybersports Arena. All of this coverage brought to you by Beyond the Summit. I'm LD, he's Merlini. We're going to take a very quick break, then we'll break down game number 2. Look forward to game 3. Well, actually, I guess game 4. Consider the winner's bracket advantage. Stay tuned. You're watching Starladder Season 10.
esportsbets.com, the service where gamers will bet real money on virtual events. Only here, the best odds and widest coverage of games from Dota 2 to Hearthstone.
We have over 200,000 users registered.
Join us. Prove that you are the best versed in esports. Who will get the first blood? Who will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.